man, I don't even know where to go with this, but listening to Lee Gunner talk with Terry on the football terrace about the whole Man City Chelsea cheating exposed thing, it was absolutely wild to the point where I don't know if Lee is speaking like this because he truly believes it, or if he's speaking like this because he's going to get attention, clicks, and views and the like. It's just wild to me how someone can say with a straight face, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Yeah, but maybe, just maybe, it's clever accounting, mate. Yeah, which every big business on the planet does. Yeah, but guess what? Because it's Man City and it's Chelsea and they've won everything, and our clubs are crap because they don't go above and beyond and they don't try to win. They're just there for the top four money. Yeah, everyone gets in their feelings and starts crying. Oh, strip them of their title. We're due a title. Man, you are due too. Tottenham are due. Shut up, man. How about make your club better? Instead of crying about Man City.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want Arsenal to break the rules of the game and cheat to be better.
Are you telling me that Arsenal have never broken the rules?
That isn't my question.
Terry, I couldn't care less. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, mate.
The discussion around this has been a little bit wild. I'll link the original video and the clip down below as well. You can read the comments. I'll let you read the comments, right? But just reading the comments here myself, I mean, even if I just do a little bit of a flick over here and just showcase to you, we can see here that there are some comments. I mean, I put one up there, you know, so if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Well, then if you're caught cheating, you'll cop the penalties and consequences, which I don't think Lee is adverse to, but why would you want to risk it anyways? That's my point. It's one thing to want to win by any means. It's another thing to actually win by any means and not care about consequences that may come after. This person says, I have a feeling this guy would be devastated if the strongest team in the league weren't allowed to financially dope anymore, because Arsenal would have a chance of winning it and this miserable outrage merchant would have nothing to whine about, so he'd have no content. Lee's logic, what's the point of a squad when you'll end up with only 11 players on the field at a time? If cycling had a bunch of league gunners for supporters, Lance Armstrong would still have his reputation. So it was pretty wild, right? But the one thing that got me was when Terry was explaining to him, like, look, okay, let's say, you know, Man City, you know, would you not feel aggrieved that Man City were able to win all these titles and therefore restrict you from winning something and having your team go all the way and win a Premier League or a Champions League or whatever else it may be because they acquired these players through dodgy, illegal means? Like, what if Aguero was never purchased because of some shady dealings and he never scores that goal and they don't win the title in 2011, 2012, or was it 2012, 2013? I can't remember. What happens if they don't end up signing someone like a Kevin De Bruyne? What happens if they don't end up signing Gundogan or whatever it is? Or maybe even just being able to get Pep over here from Bayern Munich at the time. I think it was Barca, Bayern Munich, and then he went to City. Like, all these things have some sort of knock-on effect. You know, it's not just to say, like with the whole Everton thing, it's like, okay, well, why are the three relegated teams, potentially, or maybe they were looking to sue Everton because Everton's mismanagement of their finances ended up meaning that Everton stayed up because they won their games and these teams got relegated and Everton did it from some dodgy means. And the question then is, it's not just, well, you know, Everton should have been relegated and we would have had a chance. It's like, what about every other team that Everton played against? My other thing as well was, I can't remember where I commented. I think I commented, I forget whose stream it was, but basically it was to the point of, so what if Man City's players that they had, the team that they acquired over the last 5 or 6 years, however long this investigation goes back to, what if those players then never ended up being there? Because a team, you play the team twice a year, you play everybody twice a year, home and away. So that's potentially either 3 to 6 points that you could win, or you could get no points. And if City's beaten you twice, then you've been potentially robbed of 6 points, right? So that 6 points could go a long way. What if it's you missing out on a Champions League position? What if it's you being relegated by 6 points, by 1 point, if it's a draw against City, when maybe, theoretically, or whatever the case is, that they should not have had these players. And that's my thing. It's like, it's not so much like let them do what they want to be the best, so they're going to do whatever it takes. I mean, this the Eddie Guerrero lie, cheat and steal type of thing. Yeah, it's a meme, it's all fun and games, but in football, where it's a business, where there's big dollars involved, then there is some shady dealings to be had. But again, football is not football anymore. It's a business. It's all money making. So I would understand if some people were disillusioned or disenfranchised, if that's the right term, when it comes to them not actually paying attention or not caring about the sport itself, because it doesn't matter how good a team is, whoever's got the most money or whoever's got the connections is going to get the favorable results. But to say one more thing, Terry then asks him, what if, to get back to my question, what if City were, what if the players that they bought were bought illegally, and that means that your team was cheated out? And Lee went on this thing about like, I don't care about what City are doing, cheating or whatever. I'm worried about what my team is doing, because we were paying a stadium off. We were meant to be paying the stadium, but we're selling players to pay the stadium off. Why are we selling our best players to pay a stadium, etc., etc.? It was like, he's okay with teams cheating, do whatever it takes.
I understand your point that you want your owners to act a certain way, but I don't think breaking rules just because you disagree with them is something that we should tolerate or celebrate or not look into. Because
it's all if buts and maybes. We don't know if they have broken the rules. But again, it makes great storylines. Yeah, we don't know. Everyone's hoping they broke the rules because their team are crap. So they're hoping Man City broke the rules, because now that's a big problem out the way, Terry. Yeah, but how about Man United fans and Arsenal fans demand what Man City are doing? Yeah, going and doing above and beyond, going and getting the best players, the best managers. Yeah, instead of talking about dogs and youth projects and phases.
Can I ask you a question? So if it turns out, and I'm only going on hypotheticals here, but I'd love to get an answer from you. If it turns out that there's been a hell of a lot of financial doping from the likes of Chelsea, from the likes of City over the past 10 to 15 years, and it's proven, and this is what the accusation is, it's proven that they built these squads that did win the major trophies, that have built a foundation that made them brilliant last year to help win a treble in City's case. Would you not feel cheated as an Arsenal fan, where you've had some really good teams in that time that just weren't good enough to beat them? If they've got there through ill-gotten gains, if they've got there through breaking the rules, would you not feel cheated as a rival, that you maybe had the opportunities of winning taken away from you by a club that cheated?
No. Because when we're selling Van Persie to Man United for 24 million, and when we're selling Adebayor to Man City, Gal Clichy, Cesc Fabregas, Thierry Henry, I could go on and on and on, Vieira, yeah? When we're selling all of them, making out that we're paying a stadium off and we're skin, which was a load of rubbish, 20 million a year that stadium cost, and the Cronkies paid the whole lot off in 2018, yeah, which was 240 mil. So we'd only gone halfway through the payments. Yeah, that is what I'm more angry at. Yeah, the fact that manager lied through his teeth every single day, conning the public, to the point where Gary Neville was on Sky Sports when he first got the job there, saying, oh yeah, but Wenger can't compete. He's doing a great job considering they're paying the stadium off and it's nearly paid. No, it was 20 million a year for 25 years, like a mortgage, mate. Should have been paid in 2031. The Cronkies paid the bill, right? So that's what I'd be more aggrieved at. Not Man City bending the rules here and there, yeah, and breaching the rules. Yeah, not at all. Why don't we actually start acting like a big football club?
Like, as far as the sport goes, surely there's integrity you want to keep intact. There has to be some sporting integrity. They have rules and regulations in place. And as Terry mentioned throughout the stream, Lee says the FFP was put in place to stop small teams breaking in or big teams running away. I forget what it was, something like that.
I want to clarify what you mean. When you say clever accounting, you mean the cheating that they're alleged of doing?
Well, I'm not saying cheating, because it ain't cheating.
If they're proven to have not cheated,
yeah, it's all ifs and buts, Terry.
Okay. So I'm getting to a point. So if they're proven to have not cheated, and this is all legit income, legit sponsors, they're not circumvented, then FFP hasn't stopped them doing anything, has it? They're still the best team in the world. So your point about me being a billionaire and buying Orient and FFP would stop me getting to the top.
Terry's point was, okay, so if they're found innocent or not guilty of breaching these FFP rules, then the FFP didn't stop them, ergo it's not stopping anybody else from becoming big. And to the point of, smaller teams can't break through because they won't be able to spend enough money, and they don't have enough money to spend, or they can only spend X amount of dollars that they have. And it's the whole, losses to gains and all that sort of stuff, which I know some people find boring. But I just don't see how someone like a Terry can have a conversation with the Lee, where most of the time I agree when Lee speaks. I don't mind him. He can be abrasive, he can be rude, he can be a bit of a prick. I get that. But in this particular conversation, it was like, I am the authority. What I say is true and good and correct, and no opinion otherwise is going to tell me differently, because my way is the only way. Like, he just came across as stubborn and arrogant and like a know-it-all. When Terry, not also factual correct as well. I mean, he's speculating on ifs and buts, as Lee rightfully said. But at least Terry's trying to have a conversation, whereas Lee's just saying like, no, you're just wrong. It's stupid. You need to be cheating to get all the way to make it through. Well, we've seen what happens to people that have been caught cheating, busting things, paying referees, paying for favorable decisions with Juventus and Serie A some years ago with Calciopoli. We've also seen the Barca scandal at the moment now. FIFA's had their own shady issues. Granted, Premier League is not, FIFA World Cup or Sepp Blatter or anything like that. But still, consequences do happen. So you can say, yeah, go ahead and cheat, whatever. But if you're found guilty, you can't sit there and sulk and complain after and say, well, we just did whatever we could to be the best. Yes, you want to be the best. Bending rules, sure, let's give a little bit of leeway there. But if not for the bending of the rules to completely break them, that's when there's going to be some problems in there. So, like I said, read the comments yourselves, check out the streams if you haven't. It's an interesting listen. It was interesting. I just couldn't believe that this man was actually saying like, yeah, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Absolutely wild stuff.